I think they've already got a 1,000,000-mile battery. If they're going to make some kind of an announcement, it's going to be, we've got a solid-state battery. If they've got that, I'll pop the cork. Right, we got champagne in the other room.
Talks about the potential in the battery day.
When Tesla holds its battery day on September 22nd.
Do you think Tesla Battery Day will be a bit underwhelming?
National Battery Day
has been circulating with this background for Battery Day.
But I keep coming back to September 22nd. Battery, that's Battery Day.
At Tesla's Battery Investor Day.
But what Elon Musk say September 22nd.
I think it's going to actually blow people's minds. Blows my mind, and I am, I know it.
So September 22nd, as you mentioned, that's Tesla's Battery Day.
I think we'll take it far more seriously when Tesla holds its Battery Day on September 22nd. And that's when you might see the battery that can go for ages without charging. With Elon Musk, who knows?
I think it's going to actually blow people's minds. Blows my mind, and I am, I know it.
Hey, it's Kevin in Colorado, aka Your Tesla Pilot, back with you here on Thursday, September 10th, 2020. And we are talking about
Tesla!
That's right. Hey, today we're going to talk about Sandy Munro. Now, if you don't know about Sandy, he used to work for Ford. The guy's probably about 66, 67 years of age, a real go-getter in the industry, all things manufacturer. He actually buys cars and breaks them down completely. Sandy is the subject matter expert on cars. He's torn down across BMW platforms, Nissan, Toyota, Ford, Chevy. He has been a subject matter expert in the automotive field for more than 30 years. Check out his profile. He took a Tesla Model 3, completely broke it down back in 2018, did the same thing with a Model Y, tear down the entire thing. He takes all that knowledge, takes him about $1 million for his company to break down an entire car. He inventories every single process, every single part, and recommends different types of efficiencies back to the OEMs. And Tesla stock in the day started off really strong, up about $33 a share, or about 6.5%. Currently, we're hanging on by a shoestring as the market is selling off again in tech stocks. It's a little after 12:30 here, local mountain time. And NASDAQ has turned negative, and the Dow is down by more than 1.5% as well. All three indices are negative right now. So we'll see. They're about to talk about a Biden bump coming for a speculation on CNBC. Maybe we'll cover that in a different video as we get closer to the election. Battery Day is now only 11 days away. Tesla stock currently up about $5 a share. It's pretty much flat in the day. The rest of the market was completely negative. So that was a bright spot for Tesla to show a little bit of resistance. They talked about resistance yesterday, about 355. Right now we're trading about 372 a share. Expect that to go up as we get closer to Battery Day, stabilize above 400 and then above 500 prior to Battery Day. Maybe even hit the 6 mark on the last 48 hours prior to Battery Day.
I think they've already got a 1,000,000-mile battery. If they're going to make some kind of an announcement, it's going to be, we've got a solid-state battery. If they've got that, I'll pop the cork. Right, we got champagne in the other room, because if you're making exhaust pipes right now, probably it's not going to be a happy day for you. Something else to do. And you find the same thing is true with the people who are making ICE engines. Like, we're not going to see ICE go away for quite a while, but it'll probably be in my lifetime. And I'm looking at a short life. So I'm thinking that it's going to be not too long before we see that crossover point coming up here.
Your teardown of the early Model 3 was famous for the defects that it found. How did that turn out for Tesla?
From the Model 3, I believe that, yes, we found a lot of things that weren't right. And quite frankly, shortly after we made those announcements, we started hearing back, because I still was on the enemy list, because I wasn't a Tesla fanatic and I should just overlook these things. But people pay us money to find the bad parts. That's how you get better. You don't ask if a coach comes up and says, try not to get your uniform dirty, that's probably not the football team that's going to win, right? So anyway, at the beginning, we found lots of mistakes and we voiced our opinions. I didn't get a lot of negative feedback from Tesla. Quite the contrary. When I did get notes from Tesla, they were kind of saying, well, we're addressing that, or we're moving toward this, or we've solved that. And when we looked at the difference between the Tesla 3 and the Tesla Model Y, there's a ton of things that we suggested that they put in place. We gave an Excel spreadsheet to one of the fellows at Tesla. I can't remember who it was, and implementing them as quickly as they did, that doesn't happen. That'll get you fired. There's no question about it. Yeah. By the way, I know about getting fired. I was fired 3 times at Ford. Sandy, everybody else is scared to death to do that stuff, but I figured that Tesla, they kind of like lead the way. If somebody's going to do something dramatically different, they're the guys that are going to do it. So that's what we're expecting to see, and I'm calling it what Tesla should do next, because I'm not really certain that too many other car companies are going to be running out to take advice from us. That's for sure. The difference between Tesla's wire harnesses, especially the high voltage lines, and everybody else's is like night and day. There's so much more harnessing and whatnot on every other vehicle. It doesn't matter which one it is. I'm going to tell you something. We're selling this reports, right? Not one North American car company has purchased the product. However, the Japanese, the Koreans, the Chinese, and even one European company, they're buying it. It's amazing. Everybody else is seeing how they can make a difference.
I want to talk about the battery packs. You've torn down both the Model 3 and the Model Y battery packs. Is there anything you can share with us about the speed with which Tesla has been innovating?
There's no difference. Really and truly, you have to really look hard to see what the difference is. And I'm positive that the Model Y and the Model 3 share the same battery pack now. The Model 3, when it first came out, had some extra sensors. I think there was 6 sensors in the Model 3 and 2. There's only 2 left on. That's per pack, of course, on the Model Y that we took apart. But I mean, there's no difference. You could easily swap those 2 out, no difference at all. So that's a good example of a running change that they probably had going for quite some time. The battery packs themselves, I still classify them as the best there is. I love the 2170 battery cells. I think that with the new anode cathode designs that they've got and the new chemistry, they'll be able to stand up to almost anything until somebody shows up with a solid state battery. When that happens, all the rest of the batteries are going to be totally worthless. Now, Maxwell, which was bought by Tesla, they had some cool new things happening, but I really couldn't tell you since they've been purchased. They went dark. I don't know. I know nothing about what they're doing now. But certainly the Chinese, the Japanese are trying their best to try and figure out how to do that. Every university on the planet would like to have be the first on their block with a solid state battery, but so far it hasn't happened. Every battery day has come and gone, and still I haven't seen anything. I know that the General Motors battery day announcing that there was going to be a 1 million mile battery. So what? What, the rest of the car is going to fall apart? I mean, the only 2 parts that are going to be left working is the electric motor and the battery. I don't get it. I don't understand the rationale. But I can tell you that, God, I forgot his name. But anyways, he's got a company called Tesloop. He's got cars with 750,000 miles on them right now, running from LA to Las Vegas for gamblers that don't want to gamble on getting on an airplane. I'll tell you one thing that I've found out. Tesla lies. You probably don't believe this, but Tesla lies. They understate continuously. We've been doing testing and whatnot. And they say, oh yeah, we're using this. And then we go over with our little spectrometer and go, beep. Oh no, it ain't. That is super deluxe stuff. I mean, they understate a lot. So I think that they've already got a 1 million mile battery. If they're going to make some kind of an announcement, it's going to be, we've got a solid state battery. If they've got that, I'll pop the cork, right? We got champagne in the other room. So I'll make that happen. I would be delighted, because if we saw that, we could see an improvement in the planet in a really short period of time. So, and that's a fact. Actually, you know what it'd be good for? It would be fabulous for the guys that are laggers. The guys that are behind the curve, the guys that have decided not to do anything when it comes to electrification, they are going to win big, because I'm sure Tesla's going to sell to them. And because they're way behind the curve, they have nothing to lose. They have no investments. Now, other guys, maybe like LG and Samsung and Panasonic and on and on and on, they may have a bad day because everything that they've invested in has just disappeared. And basically the market just went completely away. That's what happens when you get a paradigm shift. Same thing would be true for if Tesla came out and made the announcement that they have a solid state battery. There'd be a lot of really unlucky folks. And most of them would be the battery manufacturers themselves.
Well, hey, that'll be a wrap for today. The last 2 minutes of this video we're gonna get to the nerdy details now about the Octavalve in the Model Y. This is how far down in the weeds I go, folks, to find these little clips for you. Please hit the subscribe button on the bottom right. Also give me a like if you enjoy the work that I've done and research on Tesla for you.
To me, this is brilliant design. Now, it doesn't look like much more than about a complicated plastic injection molding, but the Octavalve and these other components, these things right here, this is brilliant. This isn't a mechanical design. This is an electric circuit board that someone has just puffed up and put together. So when you look at this stuff from just the outside, you can't really tell much. So these things have all been CT scanned. So by CT scanning, it means I can go and I can look inside. What's going on inside this thing? Now the actual Octavalve is still being X-rayed, because that's what a CT scan is. And so I don't have it here with me, but you have to really see how this thing works. And the only way that you can see it is either by taking it apart and looking at it, or better yet, take a picture or an X-ray, shift the valve. It has 4 basic sections. Shift the valve, and then you can see lots of stuff. And then if you have all the rest of the stuff that goes with it, so this is where, right here, is where the Octavalve is located. And then these are the 2 electric motors that, or pumps rather, that drive the whole system. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We thought that the Super Bottle was brilliant. This is way better, because this will give you extended range. Heating and cooling sucks a lot of energy out of the product, out of the batteries, and this makes a gigantic difference as far as the difference between this and PTC heaters, the little electric heaters that the people are putting in.